Hello, and welcome to Wisdom for Wannabes, the podcast that seeks to find wise words in business, beauty, and betterment. I'm the host, Jackie Morreale. Today's guest is someone who truly lives in the intersection of innovation, luxury, and experience. After spending over 15 years in the fashion world in Milan, Italy, Daniele DeMarch pivoted into technology, leading the U.S. division of a Canon Group company called ITRS before taking the leap into entrepreneurship. Daniele is now the co-founder of ELSEWAVE, a boutique innovation company based right here in South Florida that helps bring cutting-edge technologies from aerospace to biotech to life. But what really caught my attention was the experience side of the business. I first met Daniele at the Palm Beach Marathon Expo back in December, where I attempted his Formula One simulator. Let's just say I have a newfound respect for race car drivers after crashing and burning in about 30 seconds. And again, he was there at the Sea Trade Cruise Global Show in Miami in April, where his team showcased something that I didn't even know was possible, which was a floating pickleball court. Today, we're diving into innovation, risk-taking, what it really takes to build something new. Daniele DeMarch, thank you so much for being here. Welcome to Wisdom for Wannabes podcast.
Thank you so much, Jackie, and thank you for this great opportunity.
For those of us who may be meeting you for the first time, in your own words, can you tell us your full name, where you're from, and a little bit about what you do?
Absolutely. My name is Daniele DeMarch. Everybody calls me Daniel DeMarch here, taking an American way. I'm originally from Italy, from Milano, great city. Miss sometimes so much. Now I live in the wonderful Palm Beach County, which is a great experience. I'm the founder of ELSEWAVE, or co-founder. It's a boutique innovation house. We are helping bridge the vision, capital, and execution. This is the three main things we do for technologies.
How many years have you been doing this now with ELSEWAVE?
ELSEWAVE is a pretty young project. We're talking about probably 1 year and a half as a concept, but definitely had 25 years of experience more or less around this world. My first chapter was in fashion and luxury in Milan. I was 22, 23 years old during university time. It was the 90s, a lot going on with fashion. It was the time of the supermodel. I had the great opportunity to meet John Casablancas, the head of Elite Model. He was speaking 5 languages. I was speaking 5 too. And we met and I said, I want to be like you one day. I said, okay, let's do it. Over the next days, made me an interview. I said, from now on, you're going to start working for us, for Elite. I was like, all right, that's the best job in the world at 22. That's how I started. ELSEWAVE is just the evolution of those experiences. Fashion gave me the sense of a brand, emotion, technology, gave me the future. I've always been involved in both sides. The business development is what I love. It's really what I feel inside. I cannot see something new and don't think about how this can be scaled. It's always been in me. The search of something, the search of sunrise. I'm searching of the future technology. That's a little bit how I am and how ELSEWAVE has been. The reason it's called ELSEWAVE because I love waves. I love the seaside. I love to watch waves and always give me a good feeling. Sometimes you need to look out of the box. That's where we come in, where nobody's looking or stopping. I stop, analyze, and think. If this guy is here at this trade show with this project, it's because he believes it can be useful, right? There is a reason why he's there. That's really what ELSEWAVE is. We find the future technology. That's what we do.
You talked about fashion backstage in the runways of Milano with elite models. Yeah. Now you're going around the world picking up what the trends in the luxury experience market are and really riding this wave of ELSEWAVE.
Which is really dynamic. Working for Canon has been a great experience. I've been working there for another 15 years, right? These big corporations teach you a lot on leadership, managing teams, but you're always stuck. I'm always suffering in that. Every time you see something that can be helpful or can happen on the technology side, then you have to scale up to Japan. We were always thinking about what can be next. But when it was happening after 2 years, guys, it was 2 years ago. This is what I got from fashion. Fashion is super fast. We have a problem. I have to solve it now, immediately. I start working for a big distribution, what's called Ingram Micro, one of the biggest in the world. And they were giving me a task. I was solving it after 5 minutes. They were saying, no, but not now. We have a couple of days. But that was my mindset of the fashion business, to always look ahead, always trying to find the next. The designer were working with me, telling me, next year, we need this type of model because this is what we're looking for. Always ahead, trying to find the next experience, designer, a photographer. It was great. There was no AI. Everything was real. It was so fast, everything stage. When I was going home, it was like, let me think what I'd seen all in 1 hour. So everything was super fast. There were no mistake allowed. So I learned a lot. Back in the day, I had to deal with all the magazines, which was great, the sponsorship. So a really great background. For me, everybody always wanted to be in front, to be the model, the actor. For me, it was great, the backstage. I was a backstage guy. I would love to create new innovation. We were scouting 20,000 people a year. It's a big number only in Italy, right? It was huge. I was having the chance to travel to Italy, to see all these minor contests, exactly like now. I think this is really my background. I was invited to these model contests because it was a big thing in the 90s. Nobody wanted to go there. A small city in Sicily. I'm not going to go there. All these VIP, if it's not super cool, I'm not going to go there. I was going. I said, I got to go there. Don't worry. Never think that you're going to waste your time on these trade shows for the sea trade. I was super blown away to what we couldn't find there. It was surprising. I went there for technology to try to solve a problem of the waste of the cruise. And I ended up with a floating pickleball and a Formula One simulator.
It sounds like you're just a natural networker and you're kind of the glue of whatever situation.
I think it's my background.
In.
That's where it comes. But I think it comes also from my childhood experience. Because my dad was an IBM engineer. When I was 4 years old, we started moving from Italy to US every 3 years. I went to Minnesota, I was 4 years old up to 7. Then we came back to Italy, then back to Minnesota when I was a teenager for another project. Every 2 years, I had to change friends, change environment. So resiliency is probably my best thing. Everybody was surprised when I moved from fashion to technology.
Isn't that crazy though that you were able to scout supermodels and now you're scouting technology? It's
the same.
Different,
it's the same
but
view.
It's the same.
Absolutely, absolutely. Professionalism and view, it doesn't change much at the end. The models were a little bit more complicated. The right supermodel for us in Elite was you have to have an entrepreneur mindset when you're 16, 17 years old.
You're a brand.
You're a brand and getting a lot of responsibility on your side. The agency investing a lot of money on you. You have to be ready at 16, 17 years old to manage your career. This is the reason all these big top models of the 90s, they're still big names. They're all entrepreneurs. They build up something in their career. Now they're 50, they still look like great, and they all invested their super money they earned back in the day. Without the mindset, it will not be working. On 20,000, we were picking probably 3 every year that will become, at least a career.
3.
Yeah.
Wow. So you really are, looking for the diamond.
It was really complicated. You cannot miss it when you're sending the model to the designer or to the big name photographer. If she was not good, or he was picking up the phone and scream and shout to me. It was not a very gentle business, right?
The Italian version of The Devil Wears Prada.
But The Devil Wears Prada
life.
Probably the best. I think better than that, I'm crazy about it because I had a wonderful experience of 6 months in Paris. Is Emily in Paris? Emily in Paris is the best show ever.
So great.
To me, it's weird to know it's an American series because they capture exactly the personality of the French people, for example, of the agency. They got the Italian ones. They got the American that she always happy. I spent 6 months. I was 22 in Paris. I arrived there, super enthusiastic. I was like Emily in Paris. Oh, the dream job in the dream city. We need to go to dinner tonight. Same restaurant means Michelin star restaurant with 20 people, the best people of Paris. Always complaining. Everybody was complaining about everything. Still nowadays, sometimes my business partner, he has patience because sometimes he said, hey, your fashion attitude is coming out. Pull it back. Everything has to be perfect. It has to be done now. It's like, this is tech.
I have to ask you, what did you think of the Emily in Rome season?
Yeah, they got it. They got it perfectly. I was a little bit concerned. Again, the French and Italian difference. I love it. It's a really great show. I'm curious to see the new episode.
Me too. I'm counting the days. I know you said that your family members have worked in tech, right? I think you said your dad was at IBM.
My dad and my brother.
Was at Microsoft.
My brother was a Microsoft director. He's 15 years older than me. So for them, they never understood why they were paying me so much money for do what. My dad was like, I'm happy because you can take care of yourself, but I don't get it. They pay to go around and scout and do marketing for brands like not clear. My brother was taking the fun side of it. He was inviting all these Microsoft people. Oh, there is a party of my brother. Let's go. I understand for them it was difficult. My dad, when I wanted the keyboard, it was like, okay, let's make a business plan. I need to understand how much hours you're going to spend, how much is left. When you're a kid, you have math homework to do. Everybody goes to their dad and they take 10 minutes and they go. No, my dad would start telling me the story of binary system, why the numbers are, everything for him has to have a reason. I remember even when I was into music, so I was starting having keyboards and synthesizer. If something was wrong, he had to open it. You had to understand how it was working, every single piece. It's funny because at the end, my brother ended up in a music business and I went to tech. So we swapped. I think this is the great background. And that's what allowed me to go into tech. The fashion mindset, which means problem solving, a lot of relationship with people. I see a lot of people in the tech business really having problems to relate with people. I think this is what we bring with ELSEWAVE because it's closing that gap. My business partner, he's the tech one of us, right? So he's the real scout of the technology. We analyze it. So say, okay, this is a great technology, but it doesn't have a market. We can try to make it a market. We're pretty compatible on that side.
You have this multidimensional team. I love that your partner brings in the technology analysis part of it, and you're bringing in the relationships, the business development part of it. This mindset that you had built from all these years behind the scenes, super fast paced, super luxury, high end relationship building behind the scenes in fashion, and take it into technology. Then you moved to Palm Beach County to lead this US division of your company. What does this new chapter teach you about leadership?
It was great. Before moving to US, I was managing Scandinavia, Spain, Greece, Italy, of course. So I always been very respectful culturally. When you go to a new country, you have to respect their culture. You have to learn even the way they do business. It's very different. The way US people do business is completely different than European companies. We were a Belgium-German company. All my leadership were from Germany, great people in Europe, great mindset, but it doesn't work in US. We have completely different needs. Just to give you an example, mandatory for the European people is having 20 days in the summer for holidays. In US, nobody cares about it. But if you want to work from home 2 days a week, you have to be flexible, which is in Europe is working from home means you're lazy. These are the things you need to understand for culturally to make a team and to become a good leader. It's really different lifestyle. It doesn't matter about the vacation.
Hey, are you hiring? It sounds like you're a pretty good leader and a pretty good boss.
Sometimes probably too good.
Before we get too deep into the opportunities at ELSEWAVE, quick fire questions. Daniele DeMarch, favorite food. You're Italian, so I know this is not simple.
Right? Italian? I would say Italian, but in Italy, which is different than Italian in the US.
At Nonna's house.
The one I cook at home, that's my favorite food. Probably pasta in the way I do it. I'm a very big seafood fan. Probably I like Italian because they have the most variety of foods. We have really menus that can go never ending. Every region is different. The Milano kitchen is different than the Rome, than the Sicily one. When you guys see here around, most of the time is Sicilian or Southern Italian food.
But the pesto is so good.
Pesto is from Genoa.
Right?
You've been in Italy, so you know we have so much variety of different foods and healthier. They always think we eat a lot. We don't eat a lot. When I see these portion of pasta here in the US, I get crazy. It's pasta for free in Italy. We have a pasta, then we have another meal, but it's small portion compared to that.
This is tough. Milano or Miami?
Milano definitely for the style. But the energy of Miami is unique. And I think that's why we opened a new office in Brickell.
Fashion or tech?
I would say both. Fashion taught me beauty. Tech gives me the future.
In a way, fashion gave you the future too, right? If you were always planning
honestly, yes, it did too. But what I learned is the beauty. The beauty in fashion is a little bit gone. Now we try to impress. I saw the Met Gala. Every time I see the Met Gala, I go crazy. For me, it's like, again, what is that?
So beautiful. Oh, you didn't like the fashions?
No, I'm an old school guys from
Nobody can walk. Everyone has to be lifted up the stairs.
It's always too. There's nothing nice there. It's nothing wearable. You know, it's just shocking just to make people talk about it, which is probably when I start moving out from fashion. If I have to think about why I got tired of fashion was around 2007, is when we get to that point, fashion was becoming shocking. Coming from the 90s, I was really learning the beauty of the photography, the beauty of the clothes, the time the designer was putting into making all the detail. That's why I said, I don't belong to this anymore.
Biggest adrenaline rush, the racing simulator or closing a deal?
I think when I closed the deal of the racing simulator.
That's right, the one and the same.
For me, it's closing a deal. The racing simulator is absolutely adrenaline because it's really unique.
A luxury experience that everyone should experience.
Well, there are a lot. I think the best experience is a luxury experience that I enjoyed and learned here is having a family and friends on a yacht cruise. That's definitely the best that I would pick.
Favorite book could be an Italian.
Yes, it definitely is an Italian. That's the one that changed my mind and made me jump to build ELSEWAVE. So there's this big entrepreneur, which his name is Alessandro Benetton, famous Italian family.
Stores, the
Yes,
clothes?
the stores, the Formula One and everything. And he wrote this book about himself mainly, which is called La Traiettoria. La Traiettoria means the trajectory. Now, you're a skier, and this comes from skiing. So when we get the right trajectory, that's when you go fast, when you go clean. This book basically tells you that every single of us has one insight, and we don't have to be scared to follow that. I was close in this great position of being, an executive of a multinational corporation, but it was not my trajectory. I need to do something else. And that's when we started ELSEWAVE, thinking about ELSEWAVE. I said, well, that's what I fit. That was my trajectory. I got back in my right track. And that book really, really changed my.
Do you have a favorite quote for life?
It's always live your life as all your dreams as being, and then just make them happen. That's the big difference. Don't try to chase your dreams. Make it as your dreams are already here, and then make it real. I always said there are two different people: the people sitting on the sofa watching TV, hoping to become someone, and people that are not sitting on the sofa and they try to reach, their targets. Or I was the one not on the sofa, still nowadays.
Let's talk more about ELSEWAVE. You've called it a boutique innovation company. What does that actually mean to you?
Boutique means very selected. I think I learned this from fashion too. I'm the artisan on the back, the one making his sandals with his hand, and I can build 5 every day, producing 2,000 sandals a day, and everybody's going to forget it. You're going to buy it, you're going to throw it in the garbage. That's why we are a boutique innovation. So boutique comes really from the fashion side. Something small, something that we pay super attention. Sometimes they come to us, but most of the time we are the one picking the brands to have a real close relationship with the owner of the company, of the idea. We take out the ELSEWAVE shirt and we put their own one inside. I'm executive advisor for probably 3-4 companies, and I have an email of that company. We are part of their company because it's the only way to understand them better and to help them then to reach the target that they have in mind.
Let's say you go to the cruise trade show. What are you looking for?
We put attention on everything. Sometimes it's draining out a lot of energy. It's really stopping by every single booth, even the smallest. Sometimes I laugh. I see these people at the booth, just a table, nothing on, because everybody's surrounded them. They have big totem, big advertising, lights and music. And most of the time, these are the people with the best technology. They are not marketing people. They are part of their technology. We have a couple of shows that we know they're gathering all these people. Most of the time, they're not the people that are invited on the stage to make a speech. If you be on stage and talk about your technology, it means you made it already. You don't need us. We find the technology that really nobody's paying attention, but they're going to change the future. And we found one in aerospace, for example, is amazing. Super engineer. He developed an engine for the satellite. So they have a life because when the gas finish, but they die. So we have 3,000 satellites up in the sky at the moment. Most of them have a time frame. They're going to die. So it's a cost that goes in the dustbin. This guy invented a system that's auto-regenerate. So it's a regenerating energy. The satellite can live forever and they can move it because the problem they have, they are not able to move it anymore. So that's why to take it down or destroy it. Yeah, one guy company, then it became 5, now 6 with insane technology. And the technology comes from a study he did on Einstein. So Einstein was the one who came up first with this and apply it to this engine.
Using Einstein's formula to solve problems, and you're able to describe what it's doing. There's a level of understanding there that is pretty incredible that you have. What separates an idea from being cool versus one that's worth investing in?
Cool is generating an interest, is generating a wow effect. It's something that you say, I want to do it once, then I want to do it again. Because of Formula One, when we have this race, because we had 600 people one day. So you're going to have a 15 minutes experience. The full experience is 15 minutes. It's tough. I mean, you're going to get out of that car that you feel it.
Exhausted.
The 5 minutes one is the one that you're going to try. You get out. I want to do it again. At the marathon, they came back 3 times because I want more. I want to see if I can do better. That for me is a cool experience. Where's the investment? It has to be recognizable from everybody has to solve a problem and have a revenue. Because otherwise you can have the best cool idea in the world. It doesn't solve a problem. It doesn't bring a revenue.
An entrepreneur, but you're also, an innovator. It seems like part of the invention process, at least identifying low-hanging fruit and
I
what's
never invented
working.
anything.
And seems like there should be some partnership with inventors here. You told me that you walk in the morning and that's where you get your ideas, like your meditative state. So I think that you should just spend 9 hours a day doing that and see what ideas come out of it.
And I always tell to my team, I can wake up in the morning and do my emails and work very good because I'm open. Then I have to do my walk, go to the swimming pool. Same when I was in Italy, I was going skiing a lot. I think when I was skiing on that chairlift, I had the best idea, best in business. I come back home and then I put it down and it's successful.
AI can't do. AI can't ski and sit on a chairlift or go for a
AI,
swim or a walk.
I'm skiing and AI is sending them my email. And we are creating a lot of these agents. I create one, which is a monster. And my tech partner was surprised because he has the way to speak to the machine, but I have the vision. And I learn, honestly, a little bit to speak to the machine, but I still have the limitation. He knows how to speak to the AI to make something happen. But then he's missing probably the mindset, right? So I had the vision. Then if I speak my own language to the machine will say, dude, I don't get it. It's like, I like the idea. But I don't know how to help you. So I think this is really the technology that we have nowadays in Jeremy, which is my business partner. Then he have to translate it. We have a team of developers around the world. And the problem for me, they look at me when I explain them. And then he has to come in and say, okay, we have to do this to make this happen. I always been fascinated by inventors as my dad, but I don't consider myself one. I'm more pragmatic. I'm more concrete. I see it.
You're really good at translating for the customer and for the investors. And it sounds like your partner, Jeremy, is really good at taking that vision and translating it to what the developer need to make it a reality.
Right. He is a great translator because otherwise someone like me will never be able by himself to build what we did. I need him and he needs me on the same way. So he can speak with all our partners, all these engineers, aerospace. He get excited with that. I don't get excited about that, right? I get excited about what this can go.
It sounds like the perfect partnership.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you guys found it. How did you and Jeremy meet?
Oh, we were working together in Canon. So he was my solution manager. It was a great experience, great company, nothing to say. The best of all, thanks to them, I was able to move to US. So we did a lot for onboarding companies from Europe that wants to come to US only because we have that double mindset, American, European. So it helps a lot to understand people. It's all a matter of people at the end. That's what companies are.
Daniele, you have so much going on. Want to talk about the floating pickleball technology with Aquabanas?
Aquabanas technology is good to mention it because it's genius. Mark Anastasia, which is the owner and CEO of Aquabanas, he had probably 30 years of experience in inflatable. So they come from the big luxury yacht business. They do all these crazy things. You see the slides that you put out of the yacht up to this pickleball. But it was not easy to build it because I told you it has to have the right bouncing. So there's been a lot of engineering behind the pickleball compared to the rest. The inflatable, the cabana, those are fun. But the pickleball to have the reaction on the water to the bouncing ball. So there's been a lot of technology inside that. And I have to say thank you because they're great guys. They have an amazing company. It's here in Orlando, so it's American company, 100%. And I can bring my creativity to them. And especially on the marketing side, sometimes I think they think I'm crazy when I call them what we are working on. But at the end, they like it. It's a great partnership.
Well, you're the experience guy. You're the fashion trend guy.
Because when I come up with my ideas, like, Dan, I'm not sure we can put it there. So for example, the floating pickleball, when I call them back, I say, well, they don't have the water, but they have the beach. Why we cannot put that thing on the beach? And I said,
why not?
Yeah, you're right. We can put it on the beach. And so we made it. If the water is the ocean, it's rough, but you have a huge beach and they want to play pickleball, we can put it on the beach in the same way. I'm bringing it, but for them it's more out of the box working, crazy idea.
Those are the best ideas. The crazy out of the box ones. Who wants to color in the lines? That's not how the future changes.
Exactly.
Shout out to your folks at Aquabanas.
Yes, great guy.
It sounds like you're really doing amazing things. I can't wait to see where it goes. If someone who's listening wants to build something innovative, but doesn't know where to start, or perhaps market something innovative, what's step one?
Step one, if you're an innovator, you know how to make something innovative. So it's not that they're missing the idea. It's like when you make a song or you make a music, or you have that idea, that inspiration, or you're not going to do it. Now you can do it with the AI also, but again, you need an inspiration. You need to have an idea. The problem is the market. The problem is most of the time, the idea doesn't go with a market. That's where we help them. Because sometimes we have some technology that really is so new that there is not market. So they have no competition. Sometimes it's kind of difficult, more than having 55 people doing the same thing, but it means it works. But how can we make it better? How we can make it different? Sometimes there's no market for like this satellite engine. So you have to build it. But even in the medical, I've seen pretty good stuff and it's a great technology, but they don't know how to market. They don't know how to position them. So now they think, I'm going to hire an influencer and that's going to make the difference. Not anymore. It depends what you're doing. The difference that we have is really having a good network of relationship and learning from these people. I'm not teaching anybody. I'm learning from them every single day. Every single day I get in touch with one of these people, engineer. No, I listen, I learn about their technology. I study the technology, I make it mine, and then I'm able to apply all my knowledge or try to find out what you think, what you think. Now we have an amazing AI technology that we're working on. This is coming from Italy.
Interesting. So your next wave of ELSEWAVE does include AI projects.
Yeah, many. Honestly, we built one at the beginning of ELSEWAVE, where just me and Jeremy, playing with AI, and we built one of the first with a partner of us, which is in India, super great guy. One of the first HR solution with AI, basically allowed you can have an interview with the AI without knowing it's the AI. So it gives you a call, speak with your voice, ask you questions. So in this way, the AI basically was generating a new appointment, call you back with the voice of the recruiter, and you were making the interview, you were answering all the questions. In the morning, the recruiter was coming back, having a report of what the interview was.
Gosh, you created something to replace me right now.
No, that never.
At any time of day, in my voice.
But we cannot replace anybody. This type of discussion between me and you will be completely different. Will be completely out of context. You couldn't do it, and I couldn't do it. Use my own AI. I always say, I'm going to invent myself that can do all these conference calls.
Wouldn't that be nice? Just a clone to do all the stuff that you don't want to do.
For the conference call.
But
I think we're close to that. I saw technology and that's kind of scary.
Funny thing with a podcast is you start with a list of questions and then you
never
always get something totally different, which is the best part. That's the human part. That's why I listen to podcasts. Where do you see the experiential luxury business going in 5 to 10 years?
Especially in the hospitality business, which they're a little bit lacking about offering more. Because you're going to see it also soon in Palm Beach. I cannot disclose it, but it's coming soon. Experience, as we said, experience. Luxury is going to be more into experience, which means restaurants with dine show. Miami is being big on that. Probably the two best restaurants at the moment are the one with show doing the dining experience. They're going to take you on a cruise. It's not only going to be the cruise, relax and comfortable. No, they always have to make you do something. They're going to take you with the helicopter to the island. It's all about experience and probably leaving the experience that not easy to live, right? Even if I'm not a big fan of space myself, I like our world. I like our Earth. If you talk to all my investors, their dream is to go in the space, to cruise the space. It's always.
I didn't know that was an option. That's great. That's the big dreams that you can make happen.
That's what everybody's trying to live because it's the only thing they haven't experienced yet. So the experience is bring the experience to everybody that only a few could live. And that's probably the simulator in a way, because you cannot drive a Formula One car. I mean, you're going to crash on the wall as you did. It's going to cost a couple of $1 million.
Thank you for reminding me.
You do it with a simulator, you're going to get the experience and you're back on track, right? With no car.
Yeah, exactly. 30 seconds later, you crash a wall.
Again, right?
You're back. No injuries, no fire, no company looking to sue you for the car that you just destroyed. You're good.
Exactly. So in the luxury business, everything has to be an experience. They're selling experience now. They're not selling trips or packages or hotel rooms. They're selling the experience. Right?
Love it.
It's all about that.
It's quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Anybody that you want to shout out for helping you get to where you are today?
Oh, there is a unique list of people that I have to say thank you. First of all, as I said, my dad, definitely. My brother, which has been a great brother. I always took him as an example. My mom was more the outside of me. She was the more artistic. But then I have a lot of people that I met. My life has been always meeting people that I never thought about meeting and give me that learning curve. So if I have to think about John Casablancas, then my boss at the agency, Anna Pejon, which was super strict. I remember spending hours to correct the color of a palette on a presentation. We were like 25 years old, me and my colleague Antonella, 9 o'clock in the evening in Milano. Let's go home. No, we need to review. And, I learned that those details are the one making the difference, especially in the luxury business. And I went on with my boss at Camp. I really learned a lot. Till now, because every time I speak to someone here in Palm Beach, it's a learning curve. I love to learn the stories. Everybody here has a story, and it's great to learn from that.
What is next for you? Are you going back to Milano anytime soon?
This has been the question of all my life that I've never been able to answer. All my life has been moving to one place to another. So I'm kind of get used to that. And honestly, finding a better place than where we are now, it's been difficult. I'm missing a lot of things about Milano, about Italy. I did a university also in Sweden. So I've been everywhere.
Well, I hope you stick around for a while. And one
Yeah.
day when you do go back, we'll have to meet up on the slopes, Cortina d'Ampezzo.
Absolutely.
So,
You're going to be
thank
our
you so
guest.
much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So sweet.
Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Talk to you soon. Take care.